Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how you can cut a bustier with a yoke, and if this sounds like something you would love to learn, do it to watch to the end of the video, like, share and subscribe. And if you are new on my channel, please do it to hit the subscribe button and be part of the family. Subscription is totally free, and do it to turn on the notification bell so you can be notified anytime we drop new videos. So let's get right into it. The first thing is to get our basic measurement, and from the start of the paper here is my starting point and my shoulder line. I'm going to come down from there to mark my bust point, which is 10 inches from my shoulder to my bust point. I'll go ahead and extend this line across. From the top of the paper, I'm going to come down to mark my waist point, which is 16.5 in front. My shoulder to my waist in front is 16.5. I'm going to mark that all the way to get a straight line. I'll go ahead and extend that line across. So we are only cutting out the half length, so the measurement is stopping at the waistline. So I'm going to come to the top here and I'm going to divide my shoulder by 2. I'm going to impute it right here, and at that point I'm going to mark 1 inch for my shoulder slope. I'll come here to mark my neck width of 3 inches. From the shoulder slope, I'm going to connect into the neck width like this. The next thing is to mark our arm length. How to get your arm length? Divide your bust by 6 and add 1.5 inches. So I got 7. I'm going to extend that point across this way. To get a straight line, I'm going to mark what I have as my shoulder measurement on this line, and I'm going to connect from my shoulder slope all the way to the point we just marked. So this now become our chest line. I'm going to come to this arm length here to mark the midpoint, and the midpoint of 7 is 3.5. At that point I'm going to come in by half an inch here. So I'll come to the chest line, divide my bust circumference by 4, and I'm going to connect this point together all the way to the shoulder slope to form my armhole. So the next thing is to mark our neck depth. I'm going to mark the neck depth of 3 inches, and I'm going to connect from the neck width all the way to the 3 inches we just marked with my curve rule. So the next thing is to mark out our dart, and to mark out your dart, you're going to divide your nipple to nipple measurement by 2. My nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2 is 3.5. I'm going to mark it on all the lines. So I forgot to mark my under bust point earlier. So from my shoulder to my under bust is 13 inches, and I'm going to mark that all the way to get a straight line. I will extend the point across this way. So if you've not marked your under bust point, please do where to mark your under bust point. And on my under bust point, I'm going to mark my nipple to nipple divided by 2 as well, and I'm going to connect all these points together with a straight line this way. So I'm going to come to the under bust here and mark 1 inch on both sides of this line. I will do the same thing on the waistline, but if you're a plus size, you can mark 1.5 inch on the center front and 2 inch on the other side. I'll connect the points together like this. So from the bust point, I'm going to come down by 1 inch. I will use my curve rule to just connect to that point this way. So we're going to do our bust tightening here, up here also. I'm going to mark 0.7 on both sides of this straight line here, and I'm just going to connect all the way to the bust point this way. I'll go ahead and impute my round body measurement. I'll mark my under bust divided by 4, then I'll replace the dart. I'll do the same thing on the waistline, mark my waist measurement, the 2 inch for that, I'll replace it here. Then I'll go ahead and connect from the bust all the way to that point. This is basically it for the front pattern. I'll go ahead and outline the lines so it's more visible for us to see. So this is the yoke here. I'll go ahead and cut this out now. So this is our yoke. You're going to cut this on fold, and this is our center front. You're going to cut times 2 of this and times 2 of the side front as well. So I forgot to mark our bust dart, and to mark your bust dart, this is the difference you have from your shoulder to your waist in front and back, and the difference I have is 1.5 inches. I'm going to come down from the bust line by 1.5 inches and connect back to the dart leg like this. Please make sure you do this before you cut out your pattern paper. I forgot to do that. So I'm going to cut my dart open and I'm going to close it. Please, like I said, do where to mark out your dart and close it before you cut the pattern paper, because you're going to have a distorted line, just so you can adjust your line properly before you cut. You see where I have a distorted line there, so I just add another paper just to correct that line to make it even here. And this is basically, I'm going to cut this part out, and this is it for the front pattern. We are going to keep this aside and then go ahead to work on the back pattern right away. So for the back, I've already marked my zipper allowance of 1.5 inches, as you can see there. I'm going to come down to mark my bust point, and I'm going to take it all the way to get a straight line, just the way we did for the back pattern. Just go ahead and mark out your basic line. From the shoulder line, I'm going to come down to mark my waist point. Then for my shoulder to my waist at the back is 15 inches. From my shoulder to my waist at the back is 15 inches. I'll go ahead and mark that across. So this is our waistline and our bust point. These are the measurements we need. I'm going to come here to mark my shoulder line divided by 2, just the way we did in front. At that point, I'll come down by 1 inch for my shoulder slope. I'll come here to mark my neck width of 3 inches. I'll connect from the shoulder slope into the neck width like so. Then I'm going to come down to mark my neck depth of 1 inch for the back. I'm going to connect that all the way into the zipper allowance like this. I'm going to come here to mark my arm length, and I've already told you guys how to get your arm length. I'm going to extend that point across this way. To get a straight line, I'm going to mark my shoulder measurements here on this chest line. Then I'll connect from the shoulder slope all the way to the point we just marked on the chest line. So I'm going to come to this arm length here to mark the midpoint, and at that point I'll go in by ½ inch. I'll come to the chest line, divide my bust circumference by 4. Then I'm going to connect from that point all the way to the shoulder slope this way. The next thing is to mark our darts. I'm going to mark my nipple to nipple divided by 2 here, which is 3.5. I'll mark it on all the lines, and I'm just going to connect this point with a straight line. So I'm going to come to the waist and mark ½ inch on both sides of this line. I'm going to connect from the chest line all the way to the ½ inch we just marked. So we now have our back dart. The next thing is to impute our round body measurement. We've already marked our bust measurement. I'll come to the waist, mark my waist, replace the 1 inch for that, and then add my sewing allowance. I'll go ahead and connect the point all the way. I'll come to the zipper allowance here and mark ½ inch here. This is to prevent our zip from bulging, so we don't have any bulge. So we're going to cut out this area that we don't need. And this is basically it for the back pattern, and this is the yoke. I'll go ahead and cut this out now. So if you have watched to this point and you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please do wait to hit on the subscribe button. Subscription is totally free. Subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you can be notified anytime we drop new videos, so you don't miss out on anything. So this is it for the back pattern. If you don't want to hold down your dart, you can just open it just the way I did and then close it so that you can cut it as one piece. And you're going to cut ×2 of this, and for the yoke as well, you're going to cut ×2 of the yoke. And that is basically it for the back pattern. So this is the front and this is the back. It is a very simple tutorial, and we've come to the end of today's tutorial. If you learned anything, please do well to give a like and comment as well. See you in my next video. Bye.